Yeah, and at some point you're going to have to trust the process. You're going to have to, if you have dreams or a dream or aspire to do something in life, um and you reach that dream and somehow got sucked back into living a mediocre life, you know, like what happened to me, or you're aspiring and haven't reached that dream yet. Either way, just trust the process. And I would even suggest, when I say trust the process, trust that a higher power has your back, you know. Because in my case, and I can only speak for myself, and hopefully you can relate to my story. And that's the purpose of me doing all these videos on the other pages, that you could, those of you aspiring to do something in life or have hindrances preventing them from achieving their goals, can relate to my story somehow and take something from there, if not just one thing. So in my case, I was doing something and living my life, you know, and doing something that I enjoy doing and living a good life. And I found that I was sucked into back, and now it seems like I have to do something else in an industry that seemed to have a lot of negatives, you know, which I was never a part of, you know, even when I was living my best life. So my suggestion to you, wherever level you are in life, in achieving your goals or whatever the case may be, to trust the process. As for me, I trust that my higher power has brought certain things to light to let me know that, you know, although I rolled my dice as the enemy to be all, I found that it's all only because I'm surrounded by my enemies. And I can't see, once you're surrounded by your enemies, you really can't see the outer circle. And it could be a lot of love and support. And your inner circle, which is your enemy, won't allow you to see the outer circle, the love and support. So you may find yourself feeling like the Lone Ranger or the only one, you know, pushing through. And my suggestion, and what I would suggest for myself at this point, is to trust the process. That, you know, maybe I had to come back because maybe I was delusional in living my good life, that I didn't see what had caused my early younger misery, because I could have attained my goals a long time ago, you know. So maybe the reason why I'm here at this stage in life where I feel like I have to start over is that, you know, I had to see who were my so-called enemies and who have or has been hindering me all my life. And I just trust the process. And I say to myself, well, I had good reason in living my good life. And because when I lived my good life, I kept in touch with no one. I was on my own, and I did my own thing, you know, and my past was my past, and I left my past as my past. I didn't contact anybody. And all of a sudden, you know, I'm sucked back, and all of a sudden I depend on what I perceive now as were my enemies. And that's like Joseph in the Bible, being called for a higher purpose, and his brothers getting hold of that knowledge, and he had a whole bunch of brothers, and putting him in the well. Well, they could have killed him, because of this jealousy tip, you know. Now, why was Joseph out of all the brothers called? I don't know, but is Joseph gonna stay in contact with these older brothers? I mean, that wouldn't have made sense at all. So once you pinpoint your enemy and stuff, let go of them, and let go of them quickly, because they can convince those that love you and make them into enemies. And this enemy, and I have a theory on enemies, but I'll get into that one day. But this enemy thought process can be contagious, so I heard that once you are at a certain level, you probably will find yourself alone. But my theory is it's only because you're surrounded by your enemy, and that's what they want for you, is for you to have the most miserable and alone life, and the Bible also speaks about Satan, and just perceive your enemy as such. And the way that you overcome this enemy, see, all my life I never bought into the Satan story. I know he existed, maybe that was my bad, but the way I looked at it in the Job story is that Satan can't really do anything to you unless he gets permission from God. So I never really got caught up into enemies, and Satan is against me, and maybe that's why I always succeeded. So if it worked for me once, then I have to readopt that type of thinking, that the enemy or Satan doesn't have any power over me unless God gives him power over me, and once Satan is unleashed into your life, the only way to prevail, and the Bible speaks of that, is to resist and to put a form of resistance. And that's what my videos have been about, resisting whatever I perceived as my enemy. And the way I resisted was maybe attack, verbally or whatever. And that is that's a form that I saw as a resistance. So to not fall or buy into whatever they want you to buy or fall into. So this video is to say that everything comes to light, and once it does, just trust the process, which is what I will be doing. And I document my story, my end result, like I had said before, because I know my higher power is good, and I know I'm basically good and do good. And if I've done any negative, it's because I've been provoked to. And the only person that I feel I need to apologize to about that is to my higher power, because my higher power knows that is not like me. And my higher power knows that I may have had just cause to react in that way. So with that said, this video is about trusting the process, because that's what faith is about. Faith is about seeing something inwardly and through your mind's eye, but it's not yet manifest in the physical, and so because I know I've been there before, I know it will happen again. And that's for anybody. Even though it didn't happen for you before, I always knew, even before it happened for me, that one day I would be good. I would be sitting good. So that was my faith. And trusting the process is reconnecting with your higher power and reestablishing that faith and reestablishing that goodness, that goodness cannot be taken away, that no matter what. Okay, so trust the process. Bye bye.